One thing you can't miss when you visit Paris is climbing the Eiffel Tower. While you'll get a beautiful view of the city from above, the only thing you won't be able to see is the Iron Lady herself. If you're new here, hi, I'm Esther from dreamsinparis.com, and in this video, I'll show you some of the best places to get a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower. I've also included a link to a map in the description below so you can easily find all these places. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel not to miss any new videos about Paris. We'll start with the Trocadero Square. This is probably the most famous place to see the Eiffel Tower in my opinion. It's one of those places you have to visit to kind of show that you're in Paris, so it's always crowded. But even with those crowds, you can always find a specific corner to take photos, be it from the Trocadero Square, the steps, or near the Warsaw Fountain. But if you don't want to deal with the crowds, then you can visit at sunrise or later in the evening. Champ de Mars is the park where the Eiffel Tower sits, so if you want to get an up-close view, this is the best place to go. Actually, if you're planning on climbing the tower, you definitely won't miss it. You can even picnic in the park while enjoying a nice view, although that will have to wait a little bit as it's fenced off for some work ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympics. I truly believe that the Arc de Triomphe offers the best views of Paris. It was constructed to honor soldiers who died during the French Revolution and other Napoleonic wars. The Arc is an architectural marvel, so take some time to admire it and even see the eternal flame at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And when you're done, climb to its deck to get a 360-degree view of the city, including the view of 12 roads diverging from the Arc, and of course the Eiffel Tower in the distance. You also have a nice view of the Louvre Museum, Champs-Élysées, the Grand Arc of La Défense, and so much more. Paris has a number of bridges, but Pont Alexandre III is the most beautiful in my opinion. It is decorated with golden torches, bronze sculptures, and ornate lamps. And on top of the Eiffel Tower and Seine views, it is also near many popular attractions like the Grand Palace, Petit Palace, and Invalides, so you have plenty of things to do while in this area. It might come as a surprise, but Montparnasse Tower is considered the ugliest building in the whole of Paris by some people since it doesn't fit well with the architectural design of other buildings. However, since it's very tall with no buildings in front of it, you'll get an obstructed view of the Iron Lady, Notre Dame Cathedral, the Louvre Museum, Arc de Triomphe, the Seine River, and the entire Paris skyline. No trip to Paris is complete without a cruise on the Seine. While on the cruise, you can see almost all the popular attractions in Paris, including Notre Dame Cathedral, the Louvre, the Statue of Liberty, and not forgetting the Eiffel Tower. You can choose from the afternoon or evening cruise, although I personally think the evening one is better if you want to see the city illuminated. If you're not sure which one to book, I'll leave my favorite Seine Cruise in the description below. With a view of the cobblestone streets, beautiful Haussmann architecture, and the Eiffel Tower in the background, this Parisian street is the ultimate gem for a street view of the Iron Lady. It has become increasingly popular among Instagrammers, so you can expect lots of crowd, especially since it's right next to the tower herself. I've visited this place both in the morning and in the afternoon, and the crowd difference was insane. So if you go in the morning or in the evening, you might have a better chance of avoiding the crowds. For another street view of the Eiffel Tower, head to Rue De Monttessuy. It's about 5 minutes from the previous street, so you can easily visit these places in one go. It's also becoming a little bit more popular these days compared to when I first visited it, but it's still pretty unknown compared to most places we've seen so far. If you were overwhelmed by the crowds at Rue De L'Université but still want a street view of the Eiffel Tower, then head to Square Rapp on Avenue Rapp, which is just a few minutes walk away from the Eiffel Tower. And on top of this, the apartment buildings themselves are worth admiring. However, you should note that this is a private square, so try to be as respectful as possible. While still on this street, I recommend heading to 29 Avenue Rapp to see one of the few remaining Art Nouveau buildings known as Le Lavirotte building and its intriguing architecture designs. And just opposite this building, you'll find another quiet street. It has an equally beautiful Eiffel Tower view like most of other places we've seen, yet it's almost missed by all tourists. Actually, I was practically alone at this spot when I filmed this video. Tucked away on top of the hill in the beautiful neighborhood of Montmartre, Sacré Coeur, also known as the Basilica of Sacred Heart of Montmartre, provides some of the best views of the Eiffel Tower, if you can brave up to climb the 300 steps. From the top of the dome, you'll be able to see attractions like Notre Dame Cathedral, Invalides, and La Défense, which is the business district of Paris. And don't just go for the view. The church itself is incredibly beautiful, so spend some time visiting it to appreciate its beauty. You can check out the mosaic, which is the largest in France, its statues, and its impressive architecture. Pont De Bir-Hakeim is another bridge that offers beautiful views of the Eiffel Tower. Named after the Battle of Bir-Hakeim in World War II, it is flanked with Art Deco lights and impressive iron sculptures. One interesting thing about this bridge is that it has 2 levels. The top level carries the metro, and the lower one is pedestrianized. You can actually get an Eiffel Tower view from most parts of the bridge, although there is some kind of a central viewpoint you can go to. This little square even has a statue you can admire. This spot is also popular among newlyweds, so you might find a couple of 2 taking pictures. We now head to Centre Pompidou, which has a rather unique architecture that gives off an inside-out kind of style. It has a museum that houses contemporary art, but if you're here for the views, you'll need to head to the rooftop terrace. The rooftop also has a restaurant if you want to enjoy a French meal with an Eiffel Tower view. Yes, you can actually catch a view of the Eiffel Tower from the train. It might be a bit brief, but it's one of the most exciting things to see. The train is going too fast, the Seine is right there, and the anticipation of seeing it, or even the pressure of missing to take a picture, makes it even more exciting. Well, at least in my opinion. To get this view, take Metro Line 6 in the direction of Charles de Gaulle Étoile and sit on the right side of the train. But the entire line doesn't offer this view. It's only between metro stations Bir-Hakeim and Passy, so make sure you have your phone ready to take this picture. I love this place just because it's rarely crowded like other places we've mentioned in the video. The Pantheon is the final resting place of some of the prominent French nationals like Marie Curie, Victor Hugo, and Voltaire. Of course, the architecture of this building is impressive and its pendulum, but if you're here for the views, you should note that you can only climb the dome between April to October, but of course you can visit the Pantheon throughout the year. If you love shopping or even window shopping, you've probably already heard of Galeries Lafayette. This department store sells everything from luxury perfumes, handbags, jewelry, and so much more. As you'd imagine, shopping here is so expensive, but one free activity you can't miss is the view of the Iron Lady from the rooftop terrace on the 7th floor. You also get a nice view of the Paris Opera, Invalides, and Notre Dame Cathedral. While most people head to Galeries Lafayette as the best rooftop terrace to get a view of Paris, another place you can't miss is Printemps Haussmann. You'll also enjoy a view of the Paris Opera, Madeleine Church, La Défense, Sacré Coeur, and of course the Eiffel Tower. The best part is that it doesn't have to be one or the other since they are right next to each other. Passerelle Debilly is an arched footbridge that connects pedestrians from one side of the Seine to the other, particularly from Quai de New York to Quai Bonny. This bridge is super cute with padlocks attached to it and of course the Iron Lady in the distance. You also get a glimpse of the roof of the Grand Palace on the opposite side. For those who don't know, Paris has islands and this is one of them. Although it's famous for housing the biggest replica of the Statue of Liberty in Paris, its surrounding area also offers beautiful views of the Eiffel Tower. It's a little bit farther away from all the other places we've mentioned in the video, but it's worth visiting in my opinion. Another cool Eiffel Tower photo spot to visit is Avenue du Camoens in the 16th arrondissement. Since the viewpoint is located at the top of a staircase, it's easy to miss if you don't know what you're looking for. And as with other spots, you'll find several Instagrammers and photographers here. There is also a pink marble monument at the bottom of the staircase dedicated to poet Louis de Camoens that is worth admiring. If you're near the Louvre Museum, you can still enjoy a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower from Place de la Concorde. This is the largest square in Paris with stunning fountains and an Egyptian obelisk, although it's probably most famous for being the execution place of King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette during the French Revolution. I recently did a walking tour around this place, so you can go check it afterwards. I'll leave the link in the description below. If you're on Instagram, you've probably seen photos of this place a couple of times, and if you're wondering where you can get this view, it's from Rue Saint-Dominique. This street is quite long, with several spots giving a glimpse of the Iron Lady, but the best place is gonna be at this cafe right here. And that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe not to miss any new videos about Paris. If you have any questions about the Eiffel Tower or Paris for that matter, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. And let me know what your favorite place was. See you next time, bye bye!